I'm very excited to be here with you today to talk about Bitcoin for corporations. I'm part of the leadership team at BTC Inc. I want to start by asking a couple questions. Starting with, what's the point of conferences? Right? Like, why did you come here? You know, we put all this content up on YouTube. You can watch it at home later, comfortable on your couch. But like 5,000 or so people showed up here in Amsterdam, took the time off work. You're probably away from family, invested hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars or euros to, I guess just be here. Why? I believe the answer comes down to community, right? Nothing beats IRL, authentic community, meeting people face to face, not having to worry about a Wi-Fi connection, anything like that. But that's why we show up, is to meet with Bitcoiners in real life. And this is nothing bad about YouTube. You should definitely watch the YouTube videos. They're going to be great. We work really hard on them. Do the whole subscribe, share, the whole thing. I love YouTube. I'm not anti-YouTube. But the point is, we show up for community, and this community of Bitcoiners specifically. Now, next question comes down to why this community, right? There's other conferences, there's other meetups, there's other groups you can be a part of. But what is our purpose? What does it mean to belong to this community? My answer is our movement has really big goals, right? We have lofty aspirations. We want to change the world. And we show up not only for community, but also because we believe in a cause. And I only have 15 minutes, so I can't unpack all these words. But I'll just boil down our cause to one word: Hyperbitcoinization, right? That's our community's ultimate end game, right? Paint the world as orange as Amsterdam, orange-filled people, that whole thing. Okay, last question. How does the Bitcoin community carry out the work that we actually need to do in order to realize this cause? Or how do we actualize hyper-Bitcoinization? And this question has many answers. There's a bunch of different methods. Some are more effective than others. But I'd argue that we need to fight for Bitcoin, or for hyper-Bitcoinization, on multiple fronts. Today I want to focus specifically on how our cause takes action towards this goal through the corporations that we represent, which I realize that might sound controversial at first, especially to a room full of sovereign individuals. But I think the word corporation has been subverted and kind of misunderstood. So check out the top 3 definitions from the dictionary. Merriam-Webster says there's 3 actually. So number 1, a group of merchants or traders united in a trade guild. That sounds neat. Okay. Number 2, the municipal authorities of a town or city. Okay, so governments are kind of corporations. Got it. All right, but how about this one? Number 3, a body formed and authorized by law to act as a single person, although constituted by one or more persons and legally endowed with various rights and duties. That's interesting. See, when we think about corporations, when we hear that word, sometimes think of Enron, maybe Lehman Brothers or FTX, all the negative connotations. And actually, we tend to do this with a lot of words, right? We're kind of cynical as a society. Maybe that's justified. I don't know. Even when I said the word community earlier, that might have drawn up imagery of religious groups or churches or something like that. And then depending on your experience, you applied that to, how you're going to judge what I'm going to say next. The same is true when you hear the word corporation. The same is true when you hear the word cause. Maybe you think nonprofits or humanitarian efforts. But look, as Bitcoiners, I don't think we need to play by those rules. I think we can think deeper than just pure word association. We can actually hit reset and think more critically. And so I aspire to redeem the meaning of these words and become less allergic to them so that we can use them. They can be more beneficial and that they can work towards our mission. So what if we strategically, as Bitcoiners, tapped into the potential of corporations by embracing their original design, right? The original definition that we looked at. Act as a single person constituted by one or more persons. See, you each have influence in the different corporations where you're at in your context. And if we lean into that truth, I believe our community could harness our collective influence and really start seeing some results to strengthen our cause. So for me, I hail from the class of Bitcoiners of 2017. We're an illustrious class. You've probably heard of us. There's a lot of us. Anyone else 2017? 2017? Not represented? Okay, maybe just me. Cool. I guess we're not that big. But in my 7 years as Bitcoin, I've hosted events, I've led meetups, co-written a book, wrote another book. Create a bunch of memes, tweet them. That's a prerequisite to being a Bitcoiner. You have to have meme warfare down. I've worked in Bitcoin now full time for 3 years. which is like 27 human normal years. Like I'm getting the gray hairs and everything. Stressful. All the cycles will wear on you. But I still have a ton to learn. And sadly, I still don't have nearly enough Bitcoin. But I'm sharing my background like not as a subtle flex, but I'm setting us up for this, I'm establishing some proof of work because I'm going to share some unpopular opinions with you. So this is my first unpopular opinion. I don't think Bitcoin is inevitable. Bitcoin is not inevitable. We still have work to do. It's not just going to figure itself out. Next unpopular opinion, Bitcoin needs you. It needs us to actually participate. And I know some people hear that and they're like, well, actually, Bitcoin doesn't need anybody. It can survive like nuclear Armageddon or whatever the line is. Got it. Thank you. Super helpful. But I actually don't think that's the best, most productive approach. Right? I would rather that more people are engaged, more people are interested in trying to help move our cause forward. Last hot take. Bitcoin has not won yet. Our ongoing success requires strategy and tactics. It requires human action in order to realize this vision that we have of hyper-Bitcoinization. Now, let me be clear. I'm a firm believer that we will win. We have all the momentum, been showing up and participating in a conference like this is actually a really important step. So appreciate you all showing up and being here. You're demonstrating that there is intentionality behind your desire to see this movement actually succeed. So I'm glad you're here. Thanks for coming. I had to follow up my unpopular takes with some flattery, so that's good. So let's get into Bitcoin for corporations. Does anyone know who this guy is? No? I figured this group of Bitcoiners would know who Michael Saylor was, but no worries, I'll fill you in. It's all good. Back in 2020, Michael Saylor comes out of nowhere, right, and announces that his company, Microstrategy, is going to start adding Bitcoin to their corporate balance sheet. And so he saw this opportunity. He sold his board on it. They have capitalized both literally and figuratively. And he was able to convince everybody that this was a good idea. He's a pioneer now that MicroStrategy has become iconic. They will go down in history as the first corporation to add Bitcoin to their treasury. And since they started, they've continued to stay humble and stack sats and all that. And we're talking a lot of sats, right? It's like 250,000 Bitcoin now on their treasury. And no signs of slowing down because, why would they? I mean, check out this chart. Their stock prices exploded. The price of Bitcoin obviously has grown tremendously since they started. And in a long enough timeline, Microsoft is well positioned to perhaps be one of the most valuable companies on planet Earth. And their impact has been so massive that other companies naturally have taken note. Maybe we should do this. A handful have already followed in their footsteps. And critically, what we're seeing now is that there is this groundswell of even more companies who are actively exploring this idea of adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet. They're learning, they're preparing, they're having the conversations internally, and they're getting ready to execute on their own version of Saylor's playbook. MicroStrategy, this part is actually a little bit unique to Bitcoin, is that they want to see this happen. They want to see other companies adopt their playbook, which is pretty unusual, right? Corporate world's pretty ruthless. It's usually about crushing the competition, not opening up your playbook and saying, hey, you should do this. But MicroStrategy recognizes that this isn't a zero-sum game. The more MicroStrategies, the merrier, right? So this dynamic also serves our cause as Bitcoiners. This helps propel hyper-Bitcoinization, helps it go even faster. The aligned incentives here are ridiculous. So they are actually opening up their playbook, and this only does happen in Bitcoin. So in response to this wave of interest, MicroStrategy began hosting events. They called them Bitcoin for Corporations. And they're sharing their insights to this Bitcoin strategy, all the nuances, and they're encouraging others to join the movement. So fast forward to a couple months ago, Bitcoin 2024 in Nashville, MicroStrategy announced a partnership with Bitcoin Magazine. It's also called Bitcoin for Corporations, and it's an effort to double down on the great work that they started. So we are here to accelerate, pour gasoline on the fire. And today, I'm excited to officially announce that Bitcoin for Corporations is live. You can scan this QR code. You can check it out. Our two teams have been grinding really, really hard ever since this announcement, and the potential here, the response has been extremely, extremely inspiring. We definitely have hit product market fit. There's a ton of interest. And so what exactly is Bitcoin for Corporations? Great question. Glad you asked. So we are accelerating corporate Bitcoin adoption. That is our mission in a nutshell. Our partnership combines MicroStrategy's credibility and their expertise with Bitcoin Magazine's distribution and our industry connections. Our goal is to educate and enroll as many companies and individuals as possible, wanting to equip them with the tools and resources, while also helping facilitate these key relationships that they're going to need on their journey. So we accomplish our mission in a few different ways. First, through our Masterclass. So based on the feedback that we received ever since we launched, is that it turns out a lot of you work at companies who are actually pretty open to this whole Bitcoin thing, which is encouraging. What we're hearing is conversations like, I shared this podcast of Saylor talking with my CEO, and like, what do I do now? He's asking all these questions about accounting and corporate governance, and like, how do I talk to my board about this? And so we got you. We've kind of figured this out, I think. The Bitcoin for Corporations Masterclass is a 7-week course. It's designed to walk individuals through the nuances of adopting this corporate Bitcoin strategy. Each class is about an hour long. It's going to feature live virtual instruction. It's going to be taught by subject matter experts, people like Dylan LeClaire, who's been instrumental to the success of Metaplanet. Also, executives from Microstrategy will be involved as well, people from UTXO and other senior leaders from across our network. At the end of the master class, students take a final exam, and if they pass, they earn their CBA, becoming newly minted certified Bitcoin advisors. So this first master class is our pilot. We intend to add more courses with various tracks, formats, and different certification paths. And our vision is to establish our graduates as like the go-to professionals in the industry, people that you want on your team if you're looking to adopt a corporate Bitcoin strategy. Anyone can enroll, and Bitcoin Amsterdam attendees get first dibs and early bird pricing. Also, in order to keep the experience intimate for the participants, we're capping the number of masterclass to 21 seats. I'm sure you saw that coming. We'll add more capacity in due time, but like this is day one, so we got to work out the kinks first. So let us cook. We'll figure this out. The masterclass is primarily the educational component of Bitcoin for Corporations. But let's zoom out a little bit, talk a little bit about how else we're accelerating corporate Bitcoin adoption. So this is the first definition that we looked at, the united in a trade guild, and that speaks to really the second pillar, which is membership. And the overarching benefit of being a member is being associated with the others in the network. So ultimately, this is a strength in numbers play. As more companies join, more value accrues to the rest of the network, and the snowball effect towards hyperbitcoinization builds faster and faster. So we offer 4 membership tiers. So let's quickly walk through the highlights of each tier. The individual tier, you guessed it, individuals, people who are trying to orange pill their CEOs, their C-suite. You get 1 masterclass seat, access to some educational resources. We'll give you an industry pass to our flagship event, the next one being in Vegas. So if this is you, if you're on a side quest to sort of orange pill your company, this might be the one to check out. And each tier as we go up builds, so the benefits are either included or they're enhanced. The second one is the industry tier. This is best for smaller companies, maybe with limited resources, or it could be a group of like 3 or 4 Bitcoiners working at the same company trying to make a change there. We'll give you 3 masterclass seats, access to our membership portal. This is going to have gated content, market intelligence data, exclusive offers from the rest of our network. As we keep moving up here, the premier level gets you access to enhanced networking. So this is key, right? Opportunities, including an invitation for your CEO to join Michael Saylor at a private VIP event, as well as other leaders will be there. So you'll have year-round access. You can interact with all the other members that are in Bitcoin for Corporations, as well as a tailored one-on-one strategy session to help walk you through your exact needs and priorities. The top tier is executive membership. This is mostly designed for publicly traded companies, although private businesses are welcome to join as well. This is for those companies who are actually actively already exploring this, or they already have a Bitcoin strategy, but they're looking to ramp up. They're looking for marketing support. They're looking for more investors. The name of the game here is not only to stack sats and add them to your balance sheet, but also to tell the world about it. That's been a key part of Michael Saylor's strategy. You're trying to attract people to buy your stock, right? The last group I want to mention is our VIPs. This is our vendors, our investors, and our providers. Now, these people, they can certainly enroll in any of the membership tiers, but in these early conversations, what we've learned is sometimes they require a little bit of a unique approach, right? So we created an application process for this group to apply. We will work with you and on a case-by-case basis, create a custom approach for you to join the network. So that's basically the TLDR. I barely scratched the surface, but out of time. I know Adam Beck is coming up next. Can't keep him waiting. But we are just getting started. This initiative is literally 3 months old. Today is day one of it being officially live. And things are quickly ramping up. We're working hand in hand with Microstrategy to scale up our operations. New members continue to roll in. Our roadmap is ambitious. We have a lot planned. We're already planning a side event in Bitcoin Mina in Abu Dhabi, so hope we'll see you there in December. But the momentum is exciting. It's great to see people engaged. The project is just getting started, and I'm convinced that this will benefit the entire ecosystem and make things go much faster towards hyper-Bitcoinization. So thank you again for being here. Thanks for listening. Feel free to reach out with any questions or if you have any suggestions for us. Find me around wandering and say hi. I'd love to meet you. Hope you enjoy the rest of the conference. Cheers.
Is your company ready for the next evolution in financial strategy? Bitcoin for Corporations is your partner in securing the future of your business. With exclusive membership benefits, our comprehensive Masterclass, and a network of trusted service providers, we provide the insights and resources to help you incorporate Bitcoin into your financial strategy, ensuring stability and long-term value. Strengthen your business. Innovate with confidence. Bitcoin for Corporations, protecting your treasury and positioning you for the future.